Hi, everyone. It is January 7, 2019. I want to go through some pictures that are evidence that these fires in Australia are not natural. First, do you see this garbage can? They're talking about how hot these fires are. And this garbage can should have melted away. Do I play the videos or... look, I'm sorry about the audio problems. I do not understand why, because I'm not doing anything different. So it's got to be in the posting or the uploading on YouTube. I honestly don't know. But here, this woman in Australia.
Relief. Your fence is nearly gone?
Yeah. It looks like we had some bamboo here, which unfortunately set light to our neighbour's
This looks like a plastic bin. I'm going to have to pause the video because I do apologize. I don't have an editing program, so I don't want to waste your time.
For Lisa Groom, this has been a double tragedy.
It happened so quickly.
She fled her Timbara Drive home at Beachmont at the height of the...
Wow, this is looking more and more like California. And a lot of the properties, they actually look like they imploded. Their roofs just caved in, nothing left, inside, vaporized. But if anyone thinks that this was caused by fire, and look at all of these very dry trees with all of their leaves on them.
Emergency. While it's still standing, her neighbours aren't so lucky.
I mean, just a little bit of a fire here, but the trees are completely fine. Something targeted this area right here. Very unusual fires, and people are claiming that it's these embers. I mean, it's the exact same script that we hear over and over again, regardless of where the location that is targeted, where it is in the world.
My street, we've lost 11 houses, I think, and some of those people are not going to be able to come back for a while, or maybe never.
She's the granddaughter of the original...
Okay. What explains this car? The melting of the windows. So hot, but the trees around it unaffected. Here's another home that has just literally been gutted. And you have these very dry bushes surrounding it. It's really... Look, I just want to point out the evidence, and in the hopes that maybe somebody can pick it up and do a really good video. This looks like plastic. It could be ceramic, but it looks like plastic. If it's plastic, it shouldn't be there. It should have melted away. All of these plastic chairs completely clean. It's remarkable. The tables are clean. The chairs are clean. The house leveled. But somehow this fire just got, well, maybe it just stopped right here. Could that be it? Oh. Look at this. Okay. The homes that have you know, some look like they were actually, homes that burned down. But it looks like so many of these properties, there's just rubble piled up, almost like there was a force inside, an explosive force. But here you have what looks like just cushions for a seat, but look how clean these tables are. The fire stopped right there. This doesn't make sense. I'm going to play this video again that I included in a video, 2 days ago. Please listen carefully to what this woman is saying.
This pile of charred, twisted metal and ash is all that remains of Kat Hammond's family home. It was wiped out by a fire she never believed would take their house.
I thought, my house is made of bricks and we don't have any big trees around it, and we've been in drought for 3 years. I thought, there's virtually no fuel in the paddocks, we have no grass.
The fire had been burning in nearby East Gippsland for weeks, but as weather conditions worsened, it crept closer.
We knew it was burning weeks before. There'd been lots of discussion about what we would do. And when I say discussion, it's largely argument between Adrian and myself, because he wanted to stay and defend and I wanted to take the animals and go. But on Friday afternoon, some really knowledgeable horse people and great people rang me and said, get your horses out.
They evacuated with their pets on Sunday evening.
We prepared notes to put on the fence so that we didn't want anybody risking their lives to save our house. So we just let the fireys know, we just put no animals, no pets, told them where there was water down in the bottom paddock.
So what do you now know happened after you evacuated?
It initially came up, they told me, from the bottom right-hand corner of our property, which is on 50 acres. It came roaring up the hill.
When did you find out you'd lost your home?
I got a phone call from Troy, our next door neighbour. He said, Kat, I don't know how to tell you this, and it's a horrible call. He said, but I think both yours and my houses have burnt down. My house is flattened. Adrian's shed, every tool in his shed doesn't exist anymore, and you get there and everything is black except for a blue, untouched wading pool with...
Okay. This should really beg questions in everybody's mind. What is going on with these fires? So the tools, metal, tools, gone, vaporized. A brick home, pretty much leveled, like it was, a bomb dropped on it. And this, the heat they're saying of these fires, even if the fire didn't get to this, it shouldn't be looking so pristine.
A highly flammable nylon canopy over it, and one of the go-karts, a little blue Mario Brothers looking go-kart, sits beside the pool in this landscape of black.
Okay, so look at the fence. It's like a perfect target hit, which, yes, they can very precisely target with lasers areas that they want to destroy. This does not make any sense in terms of the natural world, but it makes perfect sense in terms of the use of directed energy weapons. Here's this woman, her home destroyed. Watch what she picks up in the rubble of her home.
The local guys did a great job, did the best they could. I'm grateful to them. They're nearly as sad about this as I am, but they did their best. That's all anyone can do.
Only the tiniest of mementos left behind.
Oh, well.
Really? That should not be left behind. That's a plastic doll head. So here we have this video posted on Sky's channel, and I will link below to everything, but you had a sudden temperature spike, and someone also caught what looks quite like a laser. So, excuse me.
Australia's crisis has reached...
I'm sorry. Now, I've been hearing people say that we shouldn't be talking about directed energy weapons because there's no evidence, and I'm sorry, there is evidence. Harder to find with these fires in Australia than it was in California. But there's enough evidence, and I'm going to show you a lot of pictures that I have gathered. But that there are so many different contributing factors to why these fires are so out of control. You hear unprecedented a whole lot. The geoengineering, the spraying of incendiary substances in the atmosphere that comes down to the trees, the drought that has been induced purposely. Yes, the poor land management and the removal of, dead branches and trees and bushes, but also directed energy weapons. And I swear, this global warming, climate change, people are all over it. Actors and actresses at the Golden Globe. Yes, the climate change. Russell Crowe couldn't attend the Globe Awards because he was home saving his family from the fires. And, oh God, what's her name? Nicole Kidman? My God. She lost her home. So the Golden Globe award ceremony was filled with people talking about climate change. I have to tell you, I'm going, wow, I'm so done with what's happening. I hate that, those who are screaming climate change certainly have a louder voice because they have mainstream media. They've got the podium. They get out, they speak, the public hears them, and the public actually loves to hear from celebrities. They don't like hearing from me, and all the rest of us who are trying to give truth some light. All right. This is paradise. This is paradise. The campfire in California last year. 24 hours. Leveled. All these homes. Leveled. Nothing left. The trees in the middle and on either side, completely fine. Once you learn the signatures of, what we can call a unprecedented anomalous fire, then I hope that you circulate far and wide. So I'm just going to play and I'll link to everything below, but I just want to play a little bit. So look at the signatures. Look at these homes leveled, brought to dust, and yet their lawns are clean, the trees are fine, the street, there's nothing. Oh, those winds, that's what made those fires so out of control. But you don't have any debris in the driveways, in the streets, on the lawn. This is what Australia, neighborhoods in Australia look like now. Absolutely straight lines. Okay, so, yeah, this... I think most people understand that lasers aimed precisely can create a fire on one side, a perfect line, and then the other side untouched. Completely untouched. This is heartbreaking, guys, to watch this over and over. And you know. Okay, so I'll play a few minutes of this, maybe the whole thing. This is exactly what's happening in Australia. So, you know, with all of the nanoparticulates of aluminum and barium, lithium, and other ingredients that they use, these nanoparticulates are incredibly incendiary. So when they are falling down on these trees, that in itself could be the reason why we are seeing these flames that indicate that these fires are incredibly hot. Look at this. The drive is completely clean. The house brought to dust. No, the white is not because firemen were spraying the retardant on this property. No, this was brought to dust. You should see black, you should see a whole lot of the structure of the house. You should see black ash all over the place. But this fire, really? An ember? Oh, an ember flew and hit the roof of a house and brought it to dust. That's how it got on fire. None of the trees. No trees. No trees. Look at this. This is a targeted attack with directed energy weapons. And it's only going to continue. Are you going to be the next victim of a targeted, directed energy weapons attack that's going to literally vaporize everything in your home? Look how pristine the golf course is, the homes, but nothing on the drive. This looks like a tarp, untouched. All right. You can watch the full videos by clicking on the link below. But you know what? I came across a picture that I'll show you. This was in 2015 in California. Look at this. I didn't even know about this.
Left part of your screen, they're going to hover, so they need to make this as precise as possible.
All right, and he seems to be just hovering there, trying to make this strategic drop right there. We're probably going to see it happen. Paul, you seem to indicate you thought that something else caught on fire and there was an explosion?
Might be my imagination, but I thought I saw something sort of, illuminate brightly in the cars next to the semi that's in the number 2 lane.
And there are a lot of cars out there. There's the drop.
Now that's a good drop right there.
But look at those flames.
The Forest Service vehicle is certainly not going to take care of this fire with one hose.
As we saw to the, I want to say the left of that, there you go, right beside the semi, we see some fire personnel using a hose to try to get this burned right through that. Look at this.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. All right, now this is something that is certainly dangerous. It seems like the whole doggone semi is just going to go.
Yeah, we have no idea what he was carrying.
Okay. A wildfire swept across a Southern California freeway in 2015, burning at least 3,500 acres and causing several vehicles to burst into flames. Really? You're going to believe... Okay, I want to show you some pictures. Yeah, the picture that I came across that led me to that video, right here. I couldn't believe it. Okay, well, here are some pictures that... This is Australia. Clean, streets clean, drives clean, homes gutted. Gutted, gutted. But it leapt over and gutted these homes, untouched homes next to it, and, well, it somehow flew over the trees. And all of these trees look like they would have gone up in a heartbeat. Look at this. Same as the fires in California. We're looking at the same thing. There is no explanation for these streets to be completely clean and the driveways clean, clean drives all around, the homes completely gutted, the trees right up next to them. And there's more up here at the top. Another neighborhood. This is Australia. Trees right up against this building. Nothing in the streets. Clean. Nothing. I mean, my God, look at all of these buildings down here that have been flattened. Where's the black ash? Where's all of the ash? What you see is, it looks like white dust with nothing on the drive. Over 2,000 homes gone. Many of these, they look like they have, 9/11, how the World Trade Center came down in seconds in its own footprint. A lot of these homes, it looks, I mean, everything around the home is clean. But it literally has been brought down. And the roof doesn't even look burned at all. How does this happen? I heard a reporter say that these embers are flying hundreds of meters in the air. Same story. And they're, well, a lot of the roofs that I've seen are metal, but somehow They're exploding these homes. Leveled. But it doesn't look burned. Cars. So hot, the metal melted. The glass. You know what windshield glass, oh, that's incredibly thick and strong, melted. And it melted the, you know, the door handles. But the trees are fine. You would have thought that that would be a big fire that would have caught these leaves. Again, what I think is a green plastic little tub there. This is me speculating. And to tell you the truth, I'm not even sure why I circled that, but I must have seen something there. And now I'm having a hard time. But this looks like a plastic tub. The trees, again, you've had drought. So what's happening here? All of these trees look like they should have gone up. And some of what I'm looking at, you tell me what you see in these pictures, because it does not look like a fire. It looks like something else. Yeah, this looks black, but it's actually, I think, the color of this metal piece. It's what's all the white? Is that the foam that firemen use? This has been, this car gutted. Again, so hot. Windows gone. Handles gone. Wheels gone. Trees unaffected. And this looks like a broken plastic bucket. Look at these dead leaves right above these cars. Again. Okay, you look behind you, no fire. Trees fine. All of the trees are fine, actually. Except maybe this front one, I don't know. But even here, you still see the dead leaves. But you notice there's no fire. There was no fire down here. There was no fire on this side. And this looks like a sidewalk. So the fire somehow took out 3 vehicles. That looks like, again, I'm just guessing, but it looked like a little red plastic thing. Trees, fine. And it looks like the grass right here didn't go up. But the vehicle gutted. Now, I don't know. This garbage might have been placed when the people came back. Perhaps. But again, you know, it's remarkable how in a whole lot of locations, it looks like just the homes and the cars, but the foliage, which, you know, it even looks worse than California in terms of how dry it looks. But here, this fence doesn't look like it was touched at all on this side, but the car, this building, but the fence looks completely clean. You know, Okay. Well, maybe this fell on the car after it got gutted, burned, but yeah, this is from the area where this car was, so this would have gone up in seconds. My hunch, these are plastic pots for plants. These look like targeted hits. Look at all of the dry grass right here. Only the car. Though it looks like the targeted hit literally just missed the home. And it looks like perhaps in this pool area, other things got hit. Look at all of the dry brush. Look at this. All of the dry brush. Directed energy weapons can literally do this to a vehicle and leave completely fine what's right here. Dead leaves right above it. And all of these dead bushes surrounding it. It actually doesn't look, obviously we're not seeing what is, in front of these vehicles, but this is another odd picture as far as I'm concerned, where, okay, you have this fire, gets to the cars, but it stops, dead, I guess, in its tracks, and leaves all of this, all of the dead foliage, fine. Here we have another picture, all of this left untouched. Now, the tree actually doesn't look like it was touched at all. Was the bark just stripped from it? Perhaps. But we've got something that burned here. All of these vehicles, the collapsing of structures behind it, but it doesn't look like it was burned. This is California. This is Australia. Look at this. But this is paradise. So, Australia, looking at your pictures, I could be looking at paradise. Paradise again. Paradise again. So, any of you want to put together a better video than this? All of the links are below. And boy, it's hard to even know what to say anymore.